Hello everyone and welcome back. Welcome to those that are new. I'm glad you joined me today. We are going to be doing some fall decorating here in my house, so I'm glad you joined me, and we'll just go through my house and kind of show you what I decorated with this year. We are doing more light colors, trying to stay more neutral, which is more kind of my style, more neutral colors, so we're going to do that. And I'll maybe kind of give you clips of last year versus this year, just kind of to give you an idea of the difference. And if you want to check out last year's fall decorating video, I will try to link that video in the description box for you so you can go watch the whole video. But first, we are going to be doing a little bit of a living room refresh. Nothing too major or anything, just a few things that I've been wanting to do in the living room for a while, just to kind of freshen it up. And yeah, we're going to do that first before we start with the fall decorating. So let's get on into it. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to work on here is this little fireplace. This is something that was here in the house when we moved, and I've just never been a fan of the dark color, so we're going to just go ahead and paint it. And I went ahead and put some scrap wood there on the bottom just to lift it up off the floor a little bit, being it's hooked up to like the gas line. I didn't really want to mess with that, so I just left it in the house, and yeah, we're just going to paint it right here in the house. And I am going to just go ahead and give it a light sanding, just to kind of scuff up this shiny finish a little bit. Hopefully it'll help the paint to stick a little bit better. Yeah, and then we're just going to wipe it off. And then I'm going to go ahead and just tape off the fireplace part, to kind of keep the paint where it's supposed to be. And we're going to go ahead and tape that off before we start with the primer. Now I got this Zinsser primer, and I'm going to try it. I don't think I've ever used this one before, so I've heard good things about it, so I'm going to try it and give it a shot, see how it works. And I did go ahead and give 2 coats of the primer, and then also 2 coats of the paint as well. Alright, and so here is after 1 coat of primer, and then I'm just going to let it dry before I go over with the second coat. And for the paint, I am using the same paint color that I use for the trim in the house here, just a nice white paint that I had on hand. And here it is after a coat of paint. And then, of course, I did go ahead and give it 2 coats of the white paint. And then I'm going to go over it with this glaze. I've used this before on some shelves that I've made here in the house. And just going over it, and you can definitely do this as light or as heavy as you want. Just put it on, go in nice long strokes, and just cover it up until you get the look that you like. You can, take some off with a wet rag, however you like. And so this is how it looks after it was done. And then I did go over it with a nice clear coat of polyacrylic just to finish it off and help preserve it. Next, we are moving on to these curtains that I had hanging. I wanted them up closer to the ceiling, so I'm going to go ahead and take the original ones down, put up some new curtain rods. I never did have one for the big door on the other side of the living room, so I'm going to put one over here on this double window, and then also I got one for the big double door on the other side of the living room. So we're just going to go ahead and hang them as close to the ceiling as I can. And these rods, I had found these at Walmart a little while ago. Just a nice long rod that would work for both sides of the living room. And as you can see, I got them for less than half price, so very happy about that. Just a nice rod, nothing extra fancy, but they were nice and long and wide for what I needed here in the living room. So we're going to go ahead and just put them up on the little brackets that we put on, see how they look before we hang up the curtains. And now we are just repeating these steps over here. on the other side of the living room, these double doors. I had wanted to put up curtains here for a while, and just to kind of finish it off a little bit over here, give it a little bit more of a cozy and homey feel, and just never got it done. Never had a rod that was long enough, so now we have one, and we're going to go ahead and put it up, see how it looks. And it's amazing, sometimes the smallest differences in a room can make the biggest impact, and these curtains definitely make the room look different once they're up. And since these curtain rods were so close to the ceiling, I went ahead and took off the finials on both ends to be able to get the curtains on a little bit better. So these curtains I found on Amazon in a 4-pack, and they're nice and long. They go all the way down to the floor, which was what I wanted. I'll try to link these in the description box if I can still find them, but they're just a nice sheer curtain, nothing extra fancy about them or anything. I wanted just something kind of sheer, a curtain, but not really something that you notice too much, which is what these do. Next, we are moving on to this bookshelf. Now, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while already. Again, painting this, just giving a nice fresh coat of paint. It's looking a little scuffed and a little dinged up here. So we're just going to go ahead and just get it cleaned up and then give it a nice fresh coat of white paint. And here we are after. I know you probably can't tell that much on camera, but it really does look a lot different in person. It just, you know how a nice fresh coat of paint just makes something look so much better. So we're going to go ahead and let that dry really well before we start styling. And it is officially time to start decorating. I went ahead and put all the books back in the bookshelf, and now I'm just going and putting, the nice stuff on, and we're going to go ahead and decorate for fall. So I'm just going to kind of let you go, watch, and enjoy. Now for this sign here above the fireplace, I don't know if you remember last year, I had this one up here last year as well, just in slightly different colors. I basically just gave it a fresh coat of paint and a little bit different color of paint, and I really like it. And here is last year and this year. Moving on to the couch. Now these pillowcases I just made from some fabric that I got. I actually think I do have some left on my Etsy shop. They're a little bit non-traditional color, which I like. I love this color, and I like how they look on the couch. Alright, and we are done with the living room. Here is just kind of an overview of how everything looks. Super happy with how everything turned out, and I love the neutral colors so much better. So we have our nice beautiful curtains hanging over to our right, and then we are just going to move over to the coffee table here. We just have a nice arrangement of some leaves, some grasses and things, and then one of my beads from my Etsy shop, candle, just now this is obviously a 3-wick candle, but this is on a bigger scale how my candles sound, the ones that I have on my Etsy shop. And then moving over to the couch, like I said, the pillowcases I made, they're 20-inch square pillows. And then this Thankful pillow I got off of Amazon. And then the faux fur one is another one from my Etsy shop. This is in the silver color. And you may remember this double-sided sign from last year. I again repainted this one for this year in the different colors. As you can see the difference from last year and this year. And then moving over to the fireplace, our new painted fireplace. Let me know what you think, by the way, if you like it better this way or the other way. I'd just be curious to know. So we have our nice sign, all painted. Autumn shows us how beautiful it is to let things go. I love that saying, such a nice saying for fall. And then we have this box here filled with pumpkins, just some random pumpkins that I had. And then the little fall sign I had made this year, just painted and made. And then the candle holders, I got those at home, I think. I don't remember for sure, but I think that's where I got them. And I just love the colors. I thought they would go so well with fall. And then over here on this chair, just a nice cozy blanket with another one of the pillows from my Etsy shop. And then moving over to this side of the living room, we just have a few little pumpkins here on the side table. The Thankful one is from Walmart last year, but I do believe they have them this year as well. And then we just have a nice cozy blanket again over here on this side with the Gather pillow. This one I got last year. And then this little sweater pumpkin that I made this year. This was a different pumpkin last year, but I remade it this year. And this is how it looked last year. I don't know how many of you remember that pumpkin from last year. And then I just put in some eucalyptus over here in this little vase here by the door. I love eucalyptus for fall. Moving over to the bookshelves, here is how everything turned out. And the big Thankful sign I got at a thrift store, I believe. We just have a couple more pumpkins there. And then down on the bottom in this little basket here, I just have some of the children's books just to kind of tuck them away and get them a little bit more out of sight. And I love adding greenery into my decor as well. It just adds that nice touch. Down here we just have this lantern filled with some wheat and some leaves and things, and then a few more pumpkins, of course. This little sign here, in all things give thanks. This decal is available on my Etsy shop as well. And then moving over to the side here, we have more pumpkins. These two top ones are from Dollar General, I believe, and then the wood beads are from my Etsy shop. And then down on the bottom, just another pumpkin. This Gather sign is from Dollar Tree that I painted. And then just another little touch of greenery. Alright, and that is the living room, how everything looks for this year. And I like how everything, it's not just really in your face fall, it's more just subtle. The lighter colors make it look a little more subtle. And being I'm You call me crazy, but I'm not really a fall season person. So yeah, this works well for me. It's just more subtle but it's still there. All right, moving out into the kitchen, I'm just going to show you what I have decorated. Here is what it looks like in the doorway. And we are going to be moving over to the other side of that double sign that you've seen from the living room. This is what it looks like on this side. Again, this looked different last year. I repainted it, and you can see there the difference from last year to this year, just the different colors. And then we are going to be moving over here to the table. I have this runner. I had this one last year as well. This one came from Dollar General. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they have this one this year again as well. And then the centerpiece, again, you may recognize this one from last year. I just redone all the leaves, took out the leaves that were in there from last year and just redid it. It was really easy, and I didn't really hot glue a lot of things, so I could actually just take everything out, redo it for Christmas if I'd want to. We shall see if we need it for Christmas, but I like how it turned out with a couple little pumpkins in there as well. Moving over to this counter space, I have my "You are the apple to my pie" out again. Love this little sign. And then a couple little faux apples along with my diffuser. We are diffusing a harvest spice blend today. Smells so good. And then moving over to the sink, I just have my soaps and things here with a couple pumpkins here on the side. And then over beside the coffee maker, another little sign, "Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good," along with a couple more pumpkins. And then over here on top of the microwave, we just have some more florals, a couple pumpkins, just to dress it up a little bit over here. And then here in the middle, I redid this little glass canister. You may remember it had lemons in, and I just refilled it with some pumpkins, berries, just some florals and things, and then just added some beads, another one of the beads from my shop, and then the little candle. So that is the kitchen. That is how everything is looking out here. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and hopefully you got some inspiration for decorating for your own house. And definitely there's been a few tweaks already that I've changed. I always do this. I decorate and then I look at it and then I change a few things around, you know, a week or two later, and that's definitely happened already. But yeah, it's just part of the process. Get it to where you like it, and then you can enjoy it through the season. But that's going to be it for today. I thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.